The Land of the Rising Sun. The Autobiography of Australia. Chapter 1. The Call of an Unknown Continent. Europe in the late 18th century. At that time, sea travel meant an adventurous expedition into the unknown. European sailors were searching for new lands, and they saw a mysterious continent, a vast land in the southern hemisphere, which was still almost empty on the map. This continent was Australia, which was then called Terra Australis Incognita, that is, the unknown southern land. In 1770, Captain James Cook first set foot on this land and raised the British flag. He did not think that this unknown land would one day become the birthplace of one of the richest, freest, and most civilized nations in the world. Chapter 2. From Prison to Colony. January 26, 1888. A memorable day in history. A fleet of 11 ships known as the First Fleet arrived on the coast of Botany Bay. This fleet consisted of about 750 prisoners, 200 soldiers, some officers, and some ordinary people. The British government chose this distant continent to transfer the surplus prisoners at that time. They established a new colony, New South Wales. At first, there was a life of starvation, disease, and terrible labor. Yet a ray of hope was born in the minds of the people. If a house can be built on this desolate land, then the meaning of freedom can be learned anew. Their daily struggles later became the seeds of Australian courage and perseverance that were planted in the soil of Australia. Chapter 3. Aboriginal Civilization and the Lost Tune. Australia's history dates back thousands of years before the arrival of Europeans. It was inhabited by Aboriginal peoples whose culture, art, and beliefs were based on nature. Their world was deeply connected to the land. The mountains, rivers, sand, wind, and rocks were all part of their soul. They believed in the dream time, a mythical time when ancestors created the world. Their songs and paintings contain stories of nature and spirit, which later became an integral part of Australia's national identity. But their land, culture, and even their lives were lost to the expansion of European colonization. Centuries later, Australia recognized that injustice, and today it is trying to honor that history. Chapter 4. The Beginning of the Golden Age. 1851. A farmer finds a nugget of gold in the mountains of New South Wales. At that moment, Australia's history takes a new turn. The gold rush era begins. People from all over the world rush to seek their fortune, from China, America, Europe, and even India. The gold mines not only provided wealth, but also gave a new hope and a sense of equality. Here, everyone makes their own destiny. This belief is embedded in the Australian national spirit. But with that gold rush comes greed, deceit, conflict, and solidarity. Small towns developed around the mines: Ballarat, Bendigo, Kalgoorlie. This is where the beginning of the labor movement is born, which later lays the foundation for workers' rights and democracy. Chapter 5. On the Road to Nation Building. January 1, 1901. 6 separate colonies unite to form a new country, Commonwealth of Australia. It was an independent state within the British Empire, but for Australians, it was their first appearance as a nation. The new capital, Canberra, was planned and built, and the people took an oath. We will be a free, just, and united nation. Chapter 6. War and Heroism. During the First World War, Australia was still a young country. Nevertheless, thousands of young soldiers, known as the ANZAC, or Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, fought with unimaginable courage on the bloody battlefields of Gallipoli. Many did not return, but their stories of heroism still burn in the hearts of Australians today. Mate, we never give up. This saying has since become a symbol of the Australian national spirit. They also fought from the Pacific to Europe in the Second World War. At the end of the war, they learned, never lose courage to defend freedom and humanity. Chapter 7. A new chapter in migration. After the war, millions of people from Europe and Asia immigrated to Australia. Italy, Greece, Turkey, China, India, Vietnam, Lebanon, different cultures blended into one. Australia became a multicultural society where everyone lived with their own culture, but everyone was proud of their Australian identity. Here was born fair go, that is, equal opportunities for all. This philosophy is still the foundation of Australian society today. Chapter 8. Agriculture, Industry, and Modernity. Australia's vast expanses became famous for agriculture and animal husbandry. Cattle, wool, wheat, minerals. These products brought Australian economic power to the world market. The mining regions produced coal, iron, gold, and natural gas, which are still the lifeblood of the economy. On the other hand, Australia gradually became one of the best countries in the world in education, science, technology, and environmental protection. The Sydney Opera House, the Great Barrier Reef, and the vast deserts of the outback all are the pride of Australian cultural identity today. Chapter 9. A Message of Struggle, Equality, and Unity. Australia's history is not only a history of success, it is also a history of struggle. Women's suffrage, the labor movement, Aboriginal rights, the environmental movement. Each of these chapters has proven that Australians never bow their heads in the face of injustice. In 1967, the referendum granted Aboriginal people citizenship for the first time. This was a great turning point in history, which shows that justice may be delayed, but truth eventually triumphs. Chapter 10. Modern Australia, the Land of the Rising Sun. Today's Australia is a democratic, technologically advanced, humane country. Here there is the right to free expression, there is respect for diversity. People find harmony between nature, culture, and compassion every day. Every Australian knows we may live in one corner of the world, but our souls are light to the whole world. This country is a shining example not only in economics, but also in humanity. Here, farmers know the value of soil. Soldiers know the meaning of sacrifice. Students know the meaning of freedom. And every citizen knows, to keep history alive, we must create a new sunrise every day. Conclusion. Australia's history began with stories of punishment and imprisonment, but ended with songs of freedom, unity, and hope. Today, this country has proven a nation that loves hard work, respects culture, and respects people is never lost.